Hi everyone, very good evening to all of you guys. I welcome you all. I welcome you all on Titan batch on PW OnlyIAS. On the platform of PW OnlyIAS, there were certain technical issues. We just resolve it. Just give me one more minute. So please accept my apology. There were certain technical snags. That's why we got delayed. Otherwise, there was no such intention. But don't worry. I'm going to finish your batch before time. You don't worry. This is my commitment. This is my promise to all of you guys. But first of all, I would like to have your responses. Can I see your responses in the chat box? I'm going to see. Are you there, guys? Please accept my apology, but this is not my fault. This is no one's fault. Rather, it was just technical snag that developed during the classes. It was just about to start, and we developed some kind of technical issues. So can I see who else are here? Since this class is delayed, that's why I just want to know who else are here. So just please give me your responses. At least this is our first class, so एक greeting तो बनती है. So once I have a look of your attendance, then we will proceed with our classes. So can I see your responses? Okay, thank you. That's great. Good evening, everyone. It's so great to me. Thank you very much. So I'd like to have your chats, live chats. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you very much for considering the issues. Okay, so this is me. This is Pavan Kumar. I'm going to take your classes on history, but not the entire history, but ancient history, medieval history, and then art and culture. In sequential manner, we will go through all these sections: ancient history, medieval history, and then art and culture. You might have a question, why we are not starting our classes with the art and culture? It might be exciting for you to start with art and culture, but without understanding history, particularly ancient history and medieval history, without getting the context, we cannot understand art and culture. That's why we are going to start with ancient history. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. So very good evening, and thank you very much. I'm good. I'm extremely sorry I'm not getting your name. It's font is quite smaller one to me. That's why I'm unable to read your names. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. But before we start, there is some information for you guys. Titan 3.0 25 orientation. So there is some information for you guys. Just have a quick look on all these things. So just go through these. You will get a fair idea about all the programs and the batches that we are going to launch and what we are going to do in this particular batch. That all informations are available here. So Titan 2025 English Foundation batch for UPSC Aspirants 3.0. These are the prices and everything. Fundamental features. What are the features of this Titan batch? You can see here live and recorded classes, CSAT class and everything. Weekly current affairs lectures, regular doubt sessions, daily MCQs, mains questions, answer writing classes and everything. Supplementary benefits you can get: study material by experts, ebooks like set of 19 comprehensive GS books you can get in the form of Sampurna, UPSC Sampurna booklets, monthly current affairs also, that is monthly current Wala, and then Udan, Prelims quick revision and all, Udan 500 plus, that will be with you people. Select 360, this is at the cost of 6,000. These are the things. Just have a glance on all these things. Daily answer writing with evaluation. It's not only about the classes, rather, if you are intending to write questions, that would be properly evaluated and given to you with proper feedbacks also. Then NCERT recorded lectures, session, mains program, interview, guidance program. These are also available. Now, so combo batches, Titan 3.0 plus 25 plus optionals, Titan में anthropology, PSIR, history, mathematics, geography, sociology, and public administration also. Okay. I don't have any idea about that. This is free for class for every batch or not. I don't have any idea about that. But I believe Titan 2.0. Okay, not an issue. I believe it would be for with you if you people are able to access this session. Then I believe, but I don't have fair idea. I'm not particularly sure about this. Now, so take an application. These are the support things. Now, so how you can access these things? So these are the interface that we are having at the PW OnlyIAS. So these are the payment and everything. Every information is here. You can go through these things. Contact is here. Hi, and I'm your Mitra. Say AI based. You can follow us Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Telegram as well, right? Free classes for all 8th April, 9th April, or 10th April. Okay, I believe these 3 classes would be free for everyone. Now, so thank you very much. So let's start now. So now we are going to start UPSC Batch Titan 2025, and the subjects are Ancient Medieval History, and this is me. You can read my name. Pavan sir is here now. So now we are going to start. So this slide is not significant today, because in the previous lecture what we have taught वो यहाँ हम लोग करते हैं, but since we have not taken any classes, so this slide is not needed today. कल से जरूरत पड़ेगी. Now what we are going to do in this very first session, right? I'm going to start an orientation session. Orientation. What do you mean by this orientation session? Actually, see, whenever we are going to start something, anything, if we are going to start anything, we must have an idea why we are going to study it, what we have to study into it, and how we should proceed into. I mean, how we will go into this. There are 3 basic questions, and that's why I'm coming up with the very first session that is called orientation session, right? So why, what, and how? These are 3 basic questions for you people. Now, then what would be the advantage of studying history? That would be also a part, because some of you must have history as an optional. So in an interview, some of the time this question is very much frequent to a student who is appearing with the history as an optional. What is the use of history? How you will use the knowledge of history in the bureaucracy, etc. So that's why we will also try to understand what is the significance of studying history and all. Now, so first of all, we will discuss something about examination pattern, syllabus discussion, that is quite important to understand what we have to study into it. Decoding of the syllabus. Why decoding? I will let you know why decoding is very much important of the syllabus. Decoding of the syllabus. Then we will be talking about the major themes of history, ancient history, medieval history, and then art and culture. Then how we will proceed with each and every section, like ancient history में how we will proceed. So class flow. Then आपके पास एक question होता है that is called what we should study. क्या क्या पढ़ना चाहिए? What we need to study, like NCERT, Tamil Nadu board, or any other book. So I will be letting you know which books are important for you to others, and there are some other questions as well, right? So now, ancient and medieval history के बारे में what to study. So what to study, we come through this syllabus. Through syllabus, we came to know what we have to study inside ancient history, medieval history, and art and culture. Why to study? Because it is exam relevant. I will let you know. Just give me a couple of minutes how it is important. Now, how to study? And for how to study, we need to go through PYQs, because PYQ, that is called previous year question paper, that provides a very beautiful guidance to proceed with any particular subject, with any subject. It's not about only history, it's with geography, polity, with every subject. So you need to know about the trends, and that you come through these PYQs, previous year's question papers, right? Now, examination pattern is another aspect. Some of you must be aware about what is the pattern of UPSC examination, right? In what phases UPSC is conducting your civil services examination. and in particular stage, like in the prelims and mains, what are the subjects, how we will what are the subjects that we have to face in the mains examination, what are the subjects in the prelims examination, what happens in the interview. So these are the important things that you need to know before you start your preparation, right? So examination pattern is quite important. You must be aware about the examination pattern of UPSC. There are 3 stages examination. One is your prelims, second one is your mains, and third one is your interview. In prelims examination, there is 2 papers. Just please allow me some couple of minutes. 2 papers. One is your general study, that is called paper 1. Then your paper 2, that is called CSAT, Civil Services Aptitude Test. Both of the papers, GS and CSAT, are objective in nature. These are not the subjective papers, right? I will let you know how many of the questions, what are the marks for each and every question in each paper, GS paper and CSAT paper. Now the second stage is your mains examination, that is descriptive. This examination is quite completely objective and this is descriptive. There are 9 papers, 2 qualifying language papers. One is your Hindi and other one is your English. In general, you can opt any of the scheduled languages. You can take any of the scheduled languages. You can take Odia, you can take Tamil, you can take Telugu, etc. Right? So there are 2 qualifying language paper. Then is your essay. Then your GS papers. There are 4 GS paper: paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and the paper 4. I will let you know what is in what includes paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4. Then is your 2 optional papers. So there are 7 papers that you have to face during your mains examination. Once you qualify your mains examination, then you will be appearing for your interview examination where your personality is being assessed. Your personality is being assessed. Is it okay, Avantika? Is it still low? Is it still low? Is it okay? Is it okay? Hello everyone. Please let me know once more. Harshit, I don't have any idea about that. So I will request you just to enjoy these sessions only. There must be some technical issue. If there is any gap or there is any kind of discontinuity, I don't have any idea about that. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay then. It's okay. So this is your prelims, this is your mains, and this is your interview. And then you are finally selected. You are finally selected. Now, see here. There are subjects. Type means the nature of the questions. If you see the subjects, it is about your prelims, I hope. This is your prelims part. GS, that is called paper 1. Then GS paper 2, that is called CSAT. In prelims, GS, both the papers are of objective nature. GS even is objective nature and CSAT is also of objective nature. It is not descriptive one. So both the papers are objective in nature. Total number of the questions from every section, from general studies, 100 questions, from CSAT 80 questions. But the marks are the same. So definitely the weightage of a 1 question of CSAT would be greater than GS. 100 questions, 200 marks. 80 questions, 200 marks. Now the examination main, what are the durations? 2 hours duration, right? 9:30 to 11:30, GS paper 1, that is called GS. And CSAT, after 2 hours break, it occurs from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Whenever you are going to appear for UPSC examination, this is the current pattern or current pattern of prelims examination, right? So GS paper 1, then that is called general studies. GS paper 2, that is called CSAT. 100 question, 80 question respectively. So for this 100 question, you will be awarded 200 marks. Then 80 question, 200 marks, and 2 hours for both the papers, right? But there is also a provision of negative marking. Negating, that is called 1/3, right? So there is a negative marking. Now coming to the mains part. Examination pattern, this is the prelims, this is the mains. So there is a comparative study also. There is a comparison of prelims examination and mains examination as well. Examination mode, prelims and the mains. This is completely offline. Mains is also offline. There is no provision of online examination for UPSC Civil Services examination as far as UPSC Civil Services examination is concerned. There are 2 papers and each paper is of 2 hours in prelims. But in mains examination, you will be facing 7 plus 2, 7 paper that will count for your merit, and there are 2 paper that is related to your language and literature, that is qualifying in nature. But in no way it is going to affect your merit in overall marks, right? So this is total 9 paper, 2 are qualifying paper and 7 are the paper that counts for your merit. So 9 papers, and each paper is of 3 hours. Now, the nature of prelims examination is completely objective, but as far as the nature of the mains examination concerned, it is descriptive in nature, right? This is MCQ based, obviously it is descriptive in nature. There are 80 questions that I have already discussed, and GS may 100 questions. But in mains examination, as far as GS is concerned, usually you will be having 20 questions in general, but that is not fixed. But what is the pattern? What is the trend? That is of 20 questions. In each GS paper, you will have 20 questions. So you have 20 questions per paper. Now, the total mark of the prelims examination is 400, but it is nowhere it is going to affect your merit in your final selection. It is only qualifying nature. So you can say prelims examination nothing but simply is screening kind of test. It is giving you a ticket to appear for the mains examination, right? But this marks is quite important. That is going to give you cadre, the services, that is going to award you the cadre also. Out of 50 marks, if you are fetching somewhere around 52%, 53%, then you would be among the toppers. 750 marks. So there is a marking, there is a no negative marking, but in prelims you will be having negative marking. So it is a pattern of your UPSC examination, right? Is it okay? Is it okay? Now we are coming to this syllabus part. That is very much important. See, if you go through the syllabus of UPSC, you will find the syllabus of UPSC is just indicative in nature. It is not exhaustive. It is not elaborated. We need to decode it so that we can define our perimeter, up to which extent we have to study into the history, right? So if you are coming into General Studies Paper 1, that includes the part of history. The syllabus reads something like this: History of India and Indian National Movement. If you can see History of India, that is only indicative. This syllabus is not exhaustive. What we have to study, it is open-ended. History of India. History of India means what? You have to study ancient history, you have to study about the medieval history, you have to study modern history, right? But modern history may you have a phrase that is called Indian National Movement. So in general, whenever you are going to start your preparation, and especially in history, you start with modern history. Usually it also interests you. And second important aspect is that the syllabus of prelims, UPSC prelims examination, that mentions about Indian national movement. But we cannot compromise with the ancient history. We cannot compromise with the medieval history. We cannot even compromise with the post-independence history as well. I will suggest you don't even compromise postmodern history as well. This is a very brief syllabus, but some of the time you will find one couple of questions in your prelims examination as well, right? In your prelims examination, I'm talking about, some of you must be convinced that postmodern India is not for prelims examination, but it is only for the mains examination. But some of the times you will find a couple of questions from postmodern India as well, right? Now, so ancient history, medieval history, and modern history all are equally important. If you are going through the previous question paper, especially 2023 and 2022, you will find the number of questions from ancient India and medieval Indian history is much more than modern history. But it is not established fact. It can be changed, it can be reversed anytime. Earlier you will have more questions from modern history, less questions from ancient and medieval history. But from the last couple of years, last 2 years, you will find questions from ancient India and medieval Indian history is much, much larger than modern history. Particularly in 2023, you will find somewhere around 9 to 10 questions. I'm not exactly recalling the exact figure, but it is somewhere around 10 questions from ancient Indian history. And there is one question from medieval history, and there was a couple of questions from modern history, right? Is it okay? Is it okay? Your voice is very low. Might be there is, my voice is very much high. I hope there is some issue with the mic. Just allow me some time. You will be used to with me. Is it okay? Voice is very low. Can you tell me, is it okay now? Is it okay now? Voice is fine. Possibly, it is not getting tuned with. the mic, but I will try to make you. Acha, my voice is completely fine. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Lucky, मैं हिंदी भी use करूँगा, don't worry. ठीक है, since this batch is completely English medium batch, so I will try to speak most of times in English, but don't worry, मैं हिंदी भी बोलूँगा. Okay, thank you very much. So now, so we were talking about something about the syllabus. See, so in the syllabus part, history of India and Indian national movement. So history syllabus is only indicative. It is not exhaustive one. So decoding of the syllabus is very much important. And how you will decode your syllabus? That is through PYQ. Are you getting me? So it is only PYQ that will provide you sufficient guidance how you will proceed with this class, right? So history of India and Indian national movement. That is the only syllabus that is mentioned by the UPSC for prelims part. Now, and GS paper 1 includes also current affairs, national international importance, Indian world geography, Indian polity, economy, and science and tech and everything. Now coming to the mains part. As far as my area is concerned, I will be with you in GS paper 1. GS paper 1, that is called, GS paper 1, it is paper 1 is essay, otherwise it is paper 2, GS paper 1, so or paper 2. General studies, that includes Indian heritage and culture, history and geography of the world and the society. Again, the syllabus is very much indicative. Again, the syllabus is not exhaustive. It is not elaborated and you need to decode it. So decodification of the syllabus is very much important and that could be done through your PYQs. So there's a syllabus is only Indian heritage and culture, history of the world. That's it. So it means what? That is called ancient history, medieval history, modern history, and of course, world history. So in the mains part, ancient, medieval, modern, and your world history. All the 4 sections is important. Okay? And total marks is 250. Now, decoding of the syllabus. As I decoded in simplistic way, ancient Indian history, medieval Indian history, and art and culture. That is my concern. Otherwise, history includes ancient, medieval, modern, and world as well. Modern as well. Modern also includes the postmodern India. But my concern would be with only ancient Indian history, medieval Indian history, and art and culture. That is called culture and the heritage, right? So culture and heritage. Now, syllabus of mains, art and culture. First of all, art and culture. See, what says the syllabus of UPSC? Indian culture, salient aspect of art forms, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. Ancient to modern times. Again, syllabus is very much indicative. If you go through the syllabus of UPSC, Indian culture, salient aspect of art forms. That is a very exhaustive term. Art form, different kind of art forms, tangible, intangible, every kind of art form that you can include in this. Literature is specifically mentioned, and Persian literature, Sanskrit literature, Chinese literature. In fact, those different kinds of the sources are very much important for the reconstruction of the history. So literature is given here, and if you have seen the question paper, PYQs I'm talking about, you will find question that is based on literature also, like role of Persian literature and something like this. So literature is important. Then architecture, from ancient to modern times. Architecture from ancient to modern times. It means what? Since the time of IVC till the arrival of Europeans. So this is the timeline. So you have to cover architecture from ancient through medieval through modern times, right? So entire architecture is to be covered. Supposed to be covered, ancient to modern, that is specifically mentioned. But it doesn't mean that you have to study only architecture, only literature, but you have to study about the different kinds of art forms as well, like what? Sculpture, different kinds of philosophy, religion, these are also important aspects. And we cannot understand these aspects without understanding of history. Without understanding the context of ancient history, medieval history, we cannot understand art and culture. That's why I'm starting with ancient Indian history. Now, so on the basis of PYQs. PYQs of 5 to 6 years or 7 years, you can say. There will be some major themes as well. And you need to focus on these themes. Like what? Architecture. It is one of the most frequent theme that has been asked by UPSC. Architecture. Some of the times you will find question from IVC, like town planning, like from temple architecture, right, etc. So architecture is quite important. Then is coming to the part of a sculpture. You must be aware of different kind of sculptures, like what? Gandhara School of Arts, Mathura School of Arts, Amravati School of Arts, Sarnath School of Arts. So there are different kind of schools of sculpture as well. Painting is also important, but painting is more important for prelims part. But painting is also important, but not that much important as architecture and sculpture is. After architecture and sculpture, something is important, that is called what is called Indian philosophy. Yeah, and that is called Buddhism and Jainism. Buddhism and Jainism are quite important for your prelims and mains both. Prelims and mains both. Almost every year you will find a question from Buddhism and Jainism in your prelims and your mains examination also. Whether it is related to your architecture, it is related to the religion or philosophy, but you will find a question from Buddhism and Jainism. So architecture, sculpture, then Buddhism and Jainism. Then is important your Bhakti and Sufi movement. Bhakti and Sufi are quite important. Bhakti and Sufi movement. Then Indian literature and Indian philosophy, then literature and foreign travelers. And then development of science and technology is quite important. Even in this time, 2023, you must have seen the question that has been asked from science and technology. Development of science and technology during the medieval India or Delhi Sultanate, something like this question was there. So development of science and technology. But I would say you one more thing. Hello. Hello, everyone. I am just going to let you know Subarna Paul. So that will be also cover. I am going to cover which books you should refer. I'm going to cover it also. Okay, you don't worry about it. I will give you a very comprehensive list of the books, but I will recommend you just go with selected books. Don't bother about it. Okay. Now. Okay, Subarna. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. So everything is okay? All good? Okay. Thank you very much. So these are the major themes: architecture, sculpture, paintings, even classical dance. But classical dance is not much important, but I have been also included in the mains part. Buddhism and Jainism are quite important. Bhakti and Sufi movement, then Indian philosophy, literature and foreign travelers, and developmental science and technology. Science and technology. With this class, Sampurna book would be sufficient. You don't worry. I can commit you, I can promise you, through this class, if you're going through this class and the Sampurna book, your preparation would be okay. But still, I will recommend you just go through NCERT at least once, either NCERT or Tamil Nadu board. It is my recommendation because it will give you a flair of writing. It will develop some kind of writing skill in yourself, because you will find actually what UPSC seeks. I'm telling you one thing that is a secret that I'm going to share with you people. Every subject, whether it is history, is geography, it's economy or polity or any other subjects, there is specific words. There is a specific word that you can say that is called jargons of every subject, and that you will learn through reading standard books or at least basic books on that subject. If you're going through NCERT, you will have very specialized terms. If you are going through Tamil Nadu board, you will get some specific terms, and that will help you to fetch better marks in your mains examination. That's why I will insist you, even after this classes, these classes would be sufficient. These classes would be sufficient. 11th and 12th Raj only. 11th and 12th are sufficient. So either you can go by NCERT or Tamil Nadu board. You don't bother about anything, whether it is a fact or a analysis. Minimum number of the question you will get in your examination. What do you mean by the minimum numbers? Minimum number means that just get through, you will get through the exam, get through into the examination. You can clear this examination, right? So these are just to supplement you. 360 program and Khazana are including this program or not. Aditya, I'm sorry, I don't have fair idea about it. You can raise your concern with the, and जो कोई भी concerned है, just raise this question before them. He will let you know, he or she will be letting you know whether it is included or not. Okay? But I can make you sure that through this classes, you can be assured that you are going to crack your prelims and mains examination. Don't worry about that. So minimum number of questions you will get through. I will let you know, just allow me some time. Okay. So architecture, sculpture, paintings, classical dance and all. So these are major themes in art and culture. Now, what are the important topics for prelims of art and culture? There will be a reiteration of these topics. Architectures, equally important for prelims examination as well. Then paintings, sculptures, classical dances, Bhakti and Sufi, Bhakti and Sufism, Buddhism and Jainism, Indian philosophy, literature and foreign travelers. So again, these are important topics. So these topics are those topics which are commonly important for prelims or mains examination, for your mains. Now, there are certain topics in art and culture which are prelims intensive. It means that they are more prone to prelims examination than to your mains examination, right? There are certain topics like theatre, like puppetry, intangible art forms, having no physical, intangible means they're having no physical existence, right? Here it is, martial arts, just like Gupta, martial arts, numismatics, that is related to coins, although you will find a question in mains also on from numismatic, but that is not a frequent one. Festivals, numismatics is very much important for prelims, very much important. Even this time 2023, the previous examination, previous UPSC prelims examination, you will find a question from numismatics. That was a funum. So you will find a question more often from this topic also, numismatics. Festival is also equally important. So these are the prelims intensive topics from art and culture. Okay, now, so these are the different kinds of art forms. There are different dance forms. You can see there's the puppetry, this is your martial art, Kalerapattu, right? Now, what would be the class flow in ancient India? Okay, that would be your concern. How we will proceed into ancient Indian history, how we'll proceed into medieval Indian history, how we'll proceed into art and culture. So I'm giving a very brief idea, and that will be going to help you a lot. Because after decoding the syllabus, because syllabus is indicative only, it is not exhaustive. So after making analysis of PYQs, previous year's question paper, I can suggest you these are the topics that we need to cover in our class. Numismatics means that is called a study of coins, pearl. Okay, now see, so class flow of ancient Indian history, ancient Indian history. See how we'll proceed with it. Now, first of all, we will cover Stone Age. After Stone Age, we will come to down to the timeline Vedic age, Vedic culture, you can say, or Vedic age. But in between Stone Age and Vedic age, there is one more culture that we need to cover. That is a very small topic that is called Chalcolithic age. That we will cover. There are three broad phases of this Chalcolithic. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. Before moving ahead, I'd like to tell you one thing. In history, especially in ancient Indian history, I'm telling you, technically you will find Stone Age. Within Stone Age, you will find three sequential periods. Within Stone Age, one is your Paleolithic age. It is followed by Mesolithic age, and then it is further followed by Neolithic age. So technically, Paleolithic age is followed by Mesolithic age. Mesolithic age is followed by Neolithic age. But it is technically correct. But all the time you will not find that after the end of Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age will start. After the end of Mesolithic age, Neolithic age will start. Technically, after Neolithic age, we will be having another age that is called Chalcolithic age. Chalcolithic age, but it is technically correct, but it doesn't mean that it is not something like this. This is your Paleolithic age, it is followed by Mesolithic age, this is followed by Neolithic age, and then it is followed by Chalcolithic age. Technically it is correct, but how history has progressed is something like this. It says what? It says that after the end of the previous period, there is a possibility subsequent period may start before the end of the previous period. Again, it means what? It means that every stage is characterized by some of its specific characteristics. So on that basis, historians and archaeologists had categorized different phases. Paleolithic age, followed by Mesolithic age, then Neolithic age. Technically it is correct, but not actually it is correct. Are you getting me? Definitely I will let you know, Manmohanji. I will let you know. So let the class progress. Let us finish some of the topics first, then I will give you some of the ideas. You don't worry about that. Okay? Is it okay? So got me? So technically Paleolithic age is followed by Mesolithic age, Mesolithic age is followed by Neolithic age, and Neolithic age is followed by Chalcolithic age. Is it clear with everyone? Okay? So Stone Age, then Vedic culture. Okay? But before that, there is one more age that is called IVC. That IVC is also belong to Chalcolithic phase 2. But there were some cultures also. Before the emergence of Indus Valley civilization, I will let you know, there was pre-Harappan culture that coincides with Chalcolithic phase 1, Chalcolithic phase 2 is Indus Valley civilization, and the declining state of Indus Valley civilization is known as Chalcolithic phase 3. So with this Chalcolithic age, we will also covering IVC, Indus Valley civilization. Is it okay? Is it okay? I did not get that, sir. But you didn't get that. Okay. See, I told you guys, if we are going into Stone Age, okay? So Stone is divided into 3 subsequent periods. One is your Paleolithic age, then it is followed by Mesolithic age, then it is followed by Neolithic age. Is it okay with everyone? So that's what I say, this is called technically. Technically, Paleolithic age is followed by Mesolithic age, then it is followed by Neolithic age. अच्छा, मैं हिंदी भी थोड़ा बोल देता हूँ. मैंने कहा तकनीकी तौर पे, यानी कि टेक्निकली पैलियोलिथिक एज के बाद मेसोलिथिक एज आता है, मेसोलिथिक एज के बाद नियोलिथिक एज आता है. ओके, सो टेक्निकली पैलियोलिथिक एज इज फॉलोड बाय मेसोलिथिक एंड मेसोलिथिक एज इज फॉलोड बाय नियोलिथिक एज. सो विद दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग, इस समझ के साथ, विद दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग यानी कि इस समझ के साथ, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि अगर हम इसे एक डायग्राम के थ्रू समझने की कोशिश करें, इफ वी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड थ्रू अ डायग्राम और अ लाइन, then this is your Paleolithic age. After the end of this Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age starts or begins. After the end of this Mesolithic age, the third and final stage of Stone Age starts, that is called Neolithic age. So with this understanding, with this technical definition, Paleolithic age, then Mesolithic age, then Neolithic age, our understanding is something like this, कि after the end of Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age starts and then Neolithic age starts. अब यहाँ एक बात और मैंने बताया कि ये हम समझते हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन हमने कहा कि एक्चुअली हिस्ट्री ऐसे प्रोग्रेस नहीं करती है. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि पैलियोलिथिक अगर खत्म नहीं हुआ है तो उससे पहले ही मेसोलिथिक शुरू हो जाए, मेसोलिथिक पूरी तरीके से खत्म नहीं हुआ और यहां पर नियोलिथिक एज शुरू हो जाए. ठीक है ना, इसका मतलब ये हो गया दूसरे शब्दों में कि एवरी एज इज सम ऑफ इट्स कैरेक्टरिस्टिक व्हिच इज स्पेसिफिक और यूनिक टू दैट फेज. On that basis, historians and archaeologists term in that particular age. So Paleolithic age के पास क्या अपने कुछ characteristic हैं, ठीक है ना. Mesolithic के अपने कुछ unique characteristics हैं, that's why that period is known as Mesolithic. Neolithic के अपने कुछ characteristics हैं, that's why that period is known as Neolithic. Okay, are you getting me? So now Again, Paleolithic age and Mesolithic and Neolithic age, that we will discuss in detail tomorrow, when we will start Stone Age. Paleo means what? That is called old age. Neo means what? New age. So between this old and new age, there was a age of, or there was a period of transition, and that transition was known as Mesolithic age. So this Mesolithic age was characterized by the features of Paleolithic age as well as some of the Neolithic age with some of its unique characteristics. And that unique characteristic term them what? Mesolithic. Are you getting me? Is it okay? Okay, is it fine with everyone? So I am nowhere I'm going to use Hindi, but some of the times if somebody is asking in Hindi, let them understand. But nowhere I'm going to use Hindi in frequent way. Don't worry for that. I'm going to cover you each and everything in English itself. Don't worry. Okay? That is my concern. I believe it's 98% that was in English. I will start from basic, you don't worry about it. Okay, so 98, 2-3% should be allowed for those people who are not much comfortable with the words, jargons and the sentence, etc. I got it for basically every age has some features and they are followed by each other. Okay, but some of the phase, some of the period which is characterized by all to the new characteristic, like in Sangam age. Because you must have heard about the megalithic culture. Megalithic culture in South India, after Paleolithic, you will not find a Neolithic age. And there was a megalithic culture that corresponded with the Iron Age in North India. Okay, everything would be there. You don't worry. Timeline would be there. You don't worry. I'm just going to let you know, I'm just going to make you understand how we will proceed in ancient Indian history. So that we were here. After Stone Age, we will be covering IVC and Chalcolithic age, then Vedic culture age, right? After Vedic age, so Stone Age, then your IVC, then your Chalcolithic age, you can consider it as fourth Vedic age. Okay? Now, after Vedic age, we will be covering after Vedic age, that is called 6th century BC. This 6th century BC is characterized by the development of religious movement by the different religious philosophies, which was against the complexities of the Vedic religion. So this phase is known as, and this phase was dominated by Buddhism and Jainism. So this phase is also known as Buddha period. But it was not only the Buddhism that got birth during the 6th century BC. In parallel to Buddhism, there was Jainism also. The Buddhism, Jainism is there also. Okay? Almost there were 62 heterodox sects that emerged during the 6th century BC. Buddha period. This period is also characterized by second urbanization in Indian subcontinent. First urbanization took place during the Indus Valley civilization. 6th century BC is characterized by second urbanization. And this urbanization led to the emergence of Mahajanpadas. I will let you know how Mahajanpadas came into being, how Jan become Janpads, how Janpad becomes Mahajanpad, and finally these Mahajanpads were annexed into Magad, which was also one of the 16 Mahajanpadas that ultimately led to the establishment of an empire into India. But anyways, so Mahajanpadas. So this period is characterized by, 6th century BC is characterized by different kind of philosophies, orthodox philosophy, especially Buddhism and Jainism we would be talking about, then second urbanization, phase of second urbanization, and then Mahajanpadas. And within this Mahajanpadas, we will also discuss about the emergence of Magad. Why Magad emerged? Finally, why Magad annexed all other Mahajanpadas, like other 15 Mahajanpadas, and how Magad was able to make or create or establish the first empire of Indian subcontinent, that was called the Mauryan Empire. I will let you know the entire historical process, and that is quite important for your examination as well. Once there was a question, if I'm not wrong, this was in NDA or serious examination, why Magad emerged, not other Mahajanpadas emerged. Why Magad was able to create its hegemony over the other Mahajanpadas. I will let you know, I will make you understand what were those historical forces because of which Magad emerged and was able to create the first empire on Indian subcontinent. I will let you know. Okay? But my concern is this period is characterized by 6th century BC. Why we have written 6th century BC? I could haven't written here 3000 BC or something else, okay, na? But we have written here 6th century BC because this period is characterized by different historical developments, the emergence of different orthodox sects, second urbanization. It also witnesses second urbanization, and the third one is your emergence of different Mahajanpadas. Is it okay? I will let you know, Suman Lal, IBC was a plant civilization or not. I will let you know, ठीक है ना? When we will be discussing into this topic, that would be apt कि हम उधर इसको discuss करें, ठीक है ना? I will let you know कि how far it was a plant, how far it was not plant. So there is a generic term that is called plant civilization, but there were certain deviation, definitely there were certain deviations, definitely, जिसके basis पे there are certain historians who say that कि जो बोलते हैं ना it was a plant civilization, that puts some question mark on that, right? So I will let you know, don't worry. So Stone Age, then is your Indus Valley civilization, then use Chalcolithic Age, then use Vedic Age, and then use your 6th century BC. After 6th century BC, Mahajanpadas were merged into one Mahajanpada, that is called Magad. यहाँ पर क्या होगा? Then is your Mauryan period. I will be talking about the Mauryan period. So after this, Stone Age, IVC, Vedic Age, Chalcolithic, Vedic Age, 6th century BC. 6th century BC will be covering Buddha period, second urbanization, Mahajanpadas, and then after 6th century BC, this would be your Mauryan period. After Mauryan, we would be covering post-Mauryan period. Now, see, post-Mauryan period, what we are going to discuss. Post-Mauryan period. Post-Mauryan period, it simply, as the name suggests, it was the decline of the Mauryans. ठीक है ना? It was the decline of the Mauryans. So after the decline of the Mauryans, some native states means that कि out of the Mauryan empire, out of the Mauryan kingdom, there is certain indigenous state that emerged, like what? Sungas, Kanvas, and then Satvahanas, right? So we can term them as what? We can term them as native states. After decline of the Mauryans, there was certain native state that emerged in different geographical locations, like it was in the Deccan part, that is the Maharashtra region. Sunga and Kanavas were into the Patliputra region. Okay, that was in the region of Magad, that is the Middle Gangetic Plain, right? So these are certain native states. So during post-Mauryan period, we will see the emergence of the development of certain native states like Sungas, Kanvas, Satavahanas. On the other hand, after the absence of a strong empire like Mauryans, invaders were very much prone to come to India. And in this process, we will see the arrival of different foreign dynasties like Indo-Greeks. It might create some kind of confusion in your mind how Indo-Greeks are different from the Greeks. Is it or not? Isn't it? How Indo-Greeks are different from the Greeks? Can you tell me? Any one of you? Can you tell me, sirs and ma'ams, how Greeks are different from Indo-Greeks? This we will discuss. That is not in my hand, Prajapati. Can you tell me, any one of you, please let me know what is the difference between Greeks and Indo-Greeks? How Indo-Greeks are different from Greeks? Why some of the Greeks are known as Indo-Greeks? Yeah, of course. ठीक है ना? So that you are correct. Who is he or she? Pavan. Okay. Indian Greeks. Okay. So Indo-Greeks. So Greeks. So before Indo-Greeks, before the arrival of Indo-Greeks, Greeks also invaded India. And one big name is Alexander. Alexander came to India. He came to the bank of River Beas. He was Greek. He came to India, attacked on India, and he went back. He was not settled into India. He was not assimilated into Indian culture and society. But later on, Greeks came to India. They attacked on India. They stayed in India. They stayed into India. They were assimilated into Indian society and the culture, and they become Indo-Greeks. So you are absolutely correct. Okay, is it clear? So Indo-Greeks. After Indo-Greeks, we'll talk about Scythians. Scythians, popularly known as Shakas. Popularly known as Shakas, right? So after the decline of Mauryans, this phase is witnessed by the development of certain native states like Shungas, Kanvas, and Satavahanas. Chedis also were there in Orissa. And there were certain foreign dynasties, they were coming to India, they settled into India, they were assimilated into Indian society. ठीक है ना? They were Indo-Greeks, Scythians, popularly known as Shakas, then Atlas, Parthians, popularly known as Pahlav, P-A-H-L-A-V, Pahlav. It is not Pallav, it is Pahlav. It is Pahlav, it is not Pallav, okay? Palvas were in Deccan, okay? So Parthians, that is called Pahlav, and then your Kushanas. So during post-Mauryan period, Atlas will talk about these 7 dynasties, 3 from native and 4 from the foreign dynasties. The Indo-Greeks, Scythians, Parthians, and Kushanas. Okay, and it was a very flourishing age of India. Political disintegration was there. There was not a unified kingdom like Mauryans created. It was, in that sense, it was declining. But economically, culturally, it was very prosperous. It was a thriving period. I'm giving you certain examples. Like during the post-Mauryan period, different schools of sculpture developed, like Gandhara School of Arts, like Mathura School of Art, like Amravati School of Arts. Different schools of sculpture developed. You must have heard about the Kushanas. They issued purest gold coins of India. During this time, India fostered or strengthened its economic relations with the distant places. So it was very much thriving. It was very thriving. Okay. So during post-Mauryan period, Atlas will be talking about these 7 dynasties, and there were petty dynasties also in parallel to these dynasties, but these are the prominent ones: Sunga dynasty, Kanva dynasty, Satavahanas, Indo-Greeks, Scythians, Parthians, and then Kushanas. Now, after this post-Mauryan period, up to a certain extent, in North India, especially I'm talking about, some kind of kingdom was created by the Guptas. So after post-Mauryan period, so yes, 6th, then 7th was your post-Mauryan period. 8th one is your what? 8th one is your Gupta period. Gupta period. Again, Gupta period is very much important. Some of the times, or some of the historians term this period as the golden period of India. Even some of the historians and some of the scholars went to the extent terming it as a renaissance. But in true sense, it was not a kind of renaissance. You can say it was a golden period, but it was also in limited sense. And you can expect a question here. Do you think, in your mains examination I'm talking about, do you think Gupta period was really a golden period? Comment. Do you think Gupta period was really a golden period? Comment. Or simply, Gupta period was a golden period? Comment. Whenever you will find such type of questions, comment. Then you will have to write positive aspects as well as negative aspects. Up to certain extent, Gupta period was a golden period. But to some extent, it was not golden period. Why so? I will let you know during Gupta period. When I will be taking your classes on Gupta period, I will be letting you know why it was golden period, why it was not golden period. So you need to know about both the aspect. The positive aspect that supports it was a golden period, and there was negative aspect as well that refutes that it was not a golden period. So from the context of history, I will let you know why it was golden period, why it was not a golden period. But in general terms, it was a golden period also. Okay. So after Gupta period, we will be covering the 9th topic and the last topic from ancient India, that is called post-Gupta period. Post-Gupta period. Post-Gupta period. During this period, we need to talk about Pushyabhuti dynasty. Pushyabhuti dynasty, from which Harshvardhana belongs to. Pushyabhuti dynasty. Or sometimes this dynasty is also known as Vardhan dynasty, named after Harshvardhana, the father of Harshvardhana, Prabhakar Vardhana. Vardhan dynasty. In parallel to this Pushyabhuti dynasty, there was Chalukyan dynasty as well in South India. There was a king, Chalukyan king, whose name was Pulkesin II. Pulkesin II defeated Harshvardhana. At the same time, in parallel to this dynasty, Pushyabhuti dynasty or Vardhan dynasty, Matraks also, Makhris also, Gaura also, Gaura, God, that was in Bengal. Shashanka was a famous king from this dynasty. Kamrup means Assam. So there was also a famous king we will talk about. So during post-Gupta period, we will be covering, there is a petty states, Pushyabhuti dynasty, Makhris, Matraks, Chalukyas, Gauras, Kamrup and all. I will be covering all, but there will be a very brief discussion on all these aspects. I will be covering. So with this, we would be ending our ancient Indian history. Now, there must be a question in your mind. Sir, what about South India? Where is megalithic culture? Where is Sangam period? Where is Chola period? Okay. Chola period, whenever we are talking about the Chola period, it simply means that we are talking about the imperial Cholas. The another name of the imperial Cholas is called medieval Cholas. So that we will be covering in medieval Indian history. But we will cover entire South Indian history barring Vijayanagaram Bahmani, except Vijayanagaram Bahmani, in one go. Like first we will be covering in South India. In South India, we will be covering South India. We will be covering megalithic culture. Megalithic culture was followed by Sangam age. During this Sangam age, that is almost contemporary to Mauryans, Mauryan period in North India. Okay? During the Sangam period in South India, we had three important dynasties: Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. Got me? Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. So the three prominent dynasties during Sangam age, which were contemporary to the Mauryans in North India. Chol, Cher, Pandya. In course of time, Sangam age, Chola declined. But in some form, Cheras and Pandyas continued. Although they were not very much powerful, they were not formidable states, but somehow they maintained their existence. They were continuing, but Chola discontinued. Or rather, it would be better to say they were marginalized. They were in the background somewhere. And again, in 9th century AD, we will see the emergence of Cholas. And these Cholas were known as medieval Cholas, imperial Cholas. But it is difficult to say that it was the continuation of Sangam age Chola into the medieval age Chola. There is historical debates whether these were the Cholas. They emerged in the 9th century as imperial Cholas. Why imperial Cholas? Because they created big empires. They were able to create vast empire. Are you getting me or not? Are you getting me? So this Chola is known as Sangam age Cholas. Okay, na? And then again, third topic would be what? That is called imperial Cholas. Imperial Cholas. Imperial Cholas. Imperial Cholas. That is in 9th century AD. 9th century AD. It was in 6th century. It was in 3rd century BC, but that is called 9th century AD. Okay. So there is a difference between this Sangam age Cholas and imperial Cholas. Even we cannot say firmly this was a continuation of this Chola into this Cholas, because there is historical debate. There are certain factors that is not in support of the continuation of this Cholas into this imperial Cholas, emergence of this Cholas. And there are certain historical facts that supports these Cholas were continuing somewhere and they finally emerged as imperial Cholas in 9th century AD. So यहाँ पे हम लोग चोला, चेरा and पांड्या के बारे में बात करेंगे, ठीक है? But whenever we are talking about Cholas, अच्छा एक बात बताओ, who is this Pearl? My name is Ram Prakash, but doesn't mean that I'm only the Ram Prakash. There might be some other Ram Prakash. Suppose my name is Ram Prakash Chaudhary ji. So my family title is Chaudhary ji. At the same time, there must be someone who must be carrying some kind of title like me, like Chaudhary. There is a possibility. So let it be with the historians to debate on that. It is very easy for us कि हाँ हम उनको बोल सकते हैं. We can term them कि they were Sangam age Cholas and they are imperial Cholas. Are you getting me, Pearl? Okay, it is very easy for us. Why we should make our research on that? It is a job of which part will cover Jainism and Buddhism. ये बताया ना पूनम कहाँ? Where were you? ये था ना? Where is that Buddha period? This is 6th century BC. But I will not be covering Buddhism and Jainism in ancient Indian history. Rather, I will cover it in art and culture. This is the chronology, Pravesh. This is what? This is Stone Age. This is IBC, Chalcolithic Age, Vedic Age, 6th century BC. 6th is your modern period. 7th is your post-modern period. I'm giving you chronology only, Pravesh. It is a chronology only. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Yes, Tani. Today I have started your history, class of history, and we will start with ancient Indian history. Is it okay? Okay, Parvez, got me? It is chronology only. Okay. So after this postmodern period, within this postmodern period, we have to talk about three native dynasties, Sungas, Kanvas, and Satavahanas, and then in foreign dynasties, Indo-Greeks, Scythians, Parthians, and Kushanas. Right? Okay? यार मैं इतने प्यार से इधर पढ़ा रहा हूँ, आप उधर मेरे से टाइम पूछे जा रहे हैं. आप जितने टाइम में समझ लेंगे उतने टाइम में खत्म कर दूंगा. इफ यू विल टेक 9-10 days, मैं 9-10 days में खत्म कर दूंगा. It's up to you. If you will take 30 days, I will take 30 days. Okay? Is it okay now? ऐसा नहीं है. You can see here, Cholas. ठीक है? Okay. Now, coming to this part. So then Gupta, then post-Gupta period, again in post-Gupta period, talking about Pushyabhuti dynasty, Vardhan dynasty, then this Maukris, Matraks, Chalukyas, Gauras, Kamrup and all, right? इतनी बातें हम लोग बात करेंगे, ठीक है? Now, after completing ancient Indian history this way, ये पूरा ब्रीफ टॉपिक सारा पढ़ेंगे. क्या नाम है? मनीष. I'm just giving you a chronology. I am just giving you an idea how we will proceed in the ancient Indian history classes. ठीक है ना? और यहाँ जाकर हमारा ancient Indian history खत्म हो जाएगा. Okay? So this was a brief discussion. ठीक है? What we are going to do in this. अभी आप आए क्या तरुण? You don't worry, Soumya Srivastava, you don't worry. अभी I will not say, it is premature to say कि जितना पढ़ाऊंगा that will be sufficient. हो जाएगा. Especially I'm talking about your mains. Trust me. Allow me some time to spend with you people. थोड़ा सा मुझे वक्त दीजिए, थोड़ा सा मैं वक्त आपके साथ थोड़ा जाया कर लूं, थोड़ा सा वक्त बिता लूं, उसके बाद we will talk about. ठीक है सौम्या? Okay, just give me some time. I can make you sure कि जितना करेंगे ना उससे बाहर मेंस में तो जाना नहीं है. Okay, so don't worry. और जितनी बातें कर रहा बस उसको बस फॉलो करते जाइए. Just follow me, right? So this is how we will be completing ancient Indian history. So यहाँ पे ancient history का the end हो जाएगा. That will be the happy ending of ancient Indian history, like Bollywood movie. कुछ भी ट्रेजेडी हो, बॉलीवुड की पुरानी मूवी में लास्ट में सभी लोग मिल जाते हैं. ठीक है ना? सो दिस इज द हैप्पी एंडिंग ऑफ एंशिएंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री. ठीक है? नाउ वी विल कमिंग टू मेडिवल इंडियन हिस्ट्री. थोड़ा मेडिवल इंडियन हिस्ट्री की शुरुआत थोड़ी सी बोरिंग हो सकती है. आई एक्सेप्ट कि मेडिवल इंडियन हिस्ट्री की शुरुआत थोड़ी सी बोरिंग हो सकती है. देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट वी विल स्टार्ट विद, लेकिन जस्ट टू मेंटेन द कंटिन्यूटी एंड टू अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स इन अ सिक्वेंशियल मैनर, इन अ सिक्वेंशियल फैशन. ठीक है ना? थोड़ा सा वो काम कर लेंगे. अल्टीमेटली आईएएस तो हमें ही बनना है ना. ठीक है? So when we will be in medieval Indian history, so we will start it with medieval history or medieval Indian history, IS Indian history. We will start it with EMI, equated monthly income. That is called equated monthly income. That is in economics. But in history, EMI is early medieval India. Early medieval India, right? And within this topic, हमें बहुत सारी चीजें पढ़नी है. Lots of things. We'll spend 2-3 days at least. Within this topic, there is a topic that we need to study that is called tripartite struggle. Tripartite struggle means this was a struggle between three parties. Tripartite struggle. And this struggle was between Pala, Pratihara, and Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas. I will let you know their geographical locations as well. Like Palas were in Bengal, Pratiharas were in Gujarat and Rajasthan, and Rashtrakutas were in Deccan. ठीक है ना? And there was a struggle between all the three parties, that is called Pala, Pratihara, and Rashtrakuta, that led to a war or struggle for 200 years. 200 years. गलत नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, सही बोल रहा हूँ. I'm absolutely correct. 200 years. That is known as tripartite struggle. After the tripartite struggle, which was continued for so long period of the time, 200 years, Pala, Pratihara, Rashtrakuta, they all exhausted their resources and energy. They all exhausted their resources and energy, right? So after the decline of Pratiharas especially, why Pratiharas I'm talking about? Because Pratihara ka jo location hai, that was at a very vulnerable place. That was in Gujarat and Rajasthan. And you all have seen, you must have gone through in history, Turks उधर से ही आ रहे हैं, मुगल्स उधर से ही आ रहे हैं, मंगोल्स का इन्वेजन भी उधर से ही होगा. यानी कि till the arrival of Europeans, Northwest India was quite vulnerable. And the geographical location of Gujarat Pratiharas was in Northwest India. Till the strong presence of Pratiharas in Northwest India, Gujarat and Rajasthan especially, Arabians and other invaders were unable to invade India. But after the decline of Pratiharas, out of this tripartite struggle, all the three major parties of India at that time, our Northwest Indian boundary became vulnerable and gave passes to the Turks to come to India and establish their empire in India. So anyways, so Pala, Pratihara and Rashtrakutas, we will be covering tripartite struggle. In between this, after this rather, we will see, or we will talk about Rajputs also. We'll talk about Rajputs. I will let you know how Rajputs are different from Kshatriyas. It is about history. Don't go anywhere. Why Kshatriya? Why these are the two terms? Kshatriya and Rajputa. Is there any difference between Kshatriya and Rajputa? I will let you know. This I'm giving you a question. I'm igniting some kind of question in your mind कि वो flame जलता रहे कि हमें जानना हो कि हाँ क्षत्रिय और राजपूत, are they the same or is there any difference? If there is any kind of difference, what is that difference? बड़ा मजेदार स्टोरी होने वाला है. It is going to be very interesting topic. So Rajputs के बारे में हम लोग बात करेंगे. And Rajputs are very much important. Rajputs. इसी बीच में हम देखेंगे rise of Islam को भी. We'll see the rise of Islam. Rise of Islam and advent of Islam in India. Rise and advent of Islam. Rise of Islam थोड़ा सा देखेंगे, बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट अपने एग्जामिनेशन के लिए नहीं है, बट थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड प्रिपेयर करेंगे, जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड, just to build a context of arrival of Islam or the Muslims into India. We need to understand, we need to know something about the rise of Islam. So rise of Islam and of course advent of Islam. Advent of Islam, rise of Islam and advent of Islam. So that will be topic. And then with this topic, advent of Islam, we do need to know about a struggle between Turks and Rajputs. And after this struggle, or we can say out of this struggle, a new dynasty, or you can say a new political establishment will happen or took place in India under a broad title of Delhi Sultanate. Why this is the broad topic? Because within Delhi Sultanate period, we will have 5 different dynasties. Elbari dynasty, followed by Khalji dynasty, followed by Tughlaq dynasty, then Sayyids, and then Lodhis. So it will begin with slave, or you can say Mamluk, Elbari, or sometimes some of the historians say it early Turks. Slave till Lodhis. Lodhis. This is the first dynasty within Delhi Sultanate, and Lodhis are the 5th and the last dynasty within Delhi Sultanate. During the time of Lodhis, the condition of India was again vulnerable. It provided an opportunity to the Babur. Even he was invited by some of the Indians at that time to come and invade India. And that's why we will see the first battle of Panipat. And it was one of the decisive battles fought in India that led to the foundation of or establishment of Mughal dynasty, Mughal Empire. So after this, we will be covering Mughal Empire. Mughal Empire. Okay. So in a stretch, we will be covering Delhi Sultanate to Mughals. But during Delhi Sultanate, we will have to see the emergence of 2 major dynasty. One is your Vijayanagar and Bahmani. So in here, we will be covering one more topic. That is called what? Vijayanagar and Bahmani. Vijayanagar and Bahmani. And after the decline of the Bahmani Empire, again, 5 Muslim states came into the being. Golconda, Bijapur, Ahmednagar, Bharar, and the Bidar. And we have to look into the relationship with the Dakkani states. These states are known as Dakkani states. Vijayanagar, Golconda, Ahmednagar, Bharar, and Bidar. Collectively, they are known as the Dakkani states. We need to understand their relationship with the Mughals. यहाँ हमारी कहानी खत्म हो जाएगी. यहाँ हम लोग medieval history खत्म करेंगे. ठीक है? And after the end of medieval Indian history, we will come into very interesting section that is called art and culture. That we will start with architecture, then sculpture, then religion and philosophy, and then other different topics. Is it okay? So you got the chronology of entire ancient Indian history and medieval Indian history. That I say class flow. How we will proceed with. This is how we will proceed in our class. Okay? So first, we will start with ancient Indian history. Are you excited? Are you guys excited to come along with me in the travel of history? Are you willing to come down the stream of the time? Maratha state largely will be covered in modern history. No, early medieval history is followed by Delhi Sultanate, then Mughals. Okay. Are you excited? So write excited. Got clarity? Okay, thank you. So, thank you, Pavan. Are you excited? कहानी तो अभी बच गई है. कहानी बच गई. अभी तो बहुत कुछ बताना था. बताऊंगा अभी. Are you excited? Really excited? Thank you. In modern history, yeah, of course. Excited. Okay, we are so. Okay, so just a quick look on this slide. जहां मुझे कुछ बताना था आपने, वो क्या था? ये हो गया. These are the books. अब ये बुक्स आपको करने हैं. Excited and anxious both. Okay. Why anxious? Who is Arun? Arunasu. I'm not getting your name anyways. Just give me some time. I will say you this much only. Right. Okay. Okay. So these are the books I'm telling you. देखो यार, for ancient Indian history, I will recommend old NCERTs by R.S. Sarma sir. NCERT history के लिए, कल्चर के लिए भी थोड़ा सा मैं कहूँगा एंशियंट और मेडिवल, ये नई वाली और पुरानी वाली, बहुत ओल्ड एंड न्यू, जस्ट गो थ्रू. पढ़ने के लिए पुरानी वाली एनसीईआरटी पढ़ो, ठीक है. नई वाली के लिए ना, देयर आर सर्टेन थीम्स, नाम भी लिखा हुआ है, देयर थीम्स इन इंडियन हिस्ट्री, आवर पास्ट. देयर आर सर्टेन टॉपिक्स विच आर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड दे आर वेरी प्रोन टू एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है, तो इसको करना. लेकिन मैं आई विल सजेस्ट यू, इधर यू कैन डू वन थिंग, कि before coming to the class, because I have given you entire chronology of ancient and medieval Indian history, and even before starting a new chapter, I will let you know tomorrow we are going to start with this. It's better कि आप अपने overnight में जाके वो टॉपिक को देख लो. It will better for you. Okay? या दूसरा काम ये कर सकते, क्लास खत्म होने के बाद उसको एनसीईआरटी या तमिलनाडु बोर्ड, जहाँ कहीं भी आपकी श्रद्धा है, यू कैन, कोई किताब बुरी नहीं होती है. बट आई विल रिकमेंड यू कि ये पढ़ लो, ज़्यादा अच्छा है, कि बहुत ही बढ़िया दिया हुआ है एग्जॉस्टिव तरीके से, जितना जीएस के लिए ज़रूरी है, ठीक है ना, उतना इधर है, मसाला है इधर. यू कैन गो थ्रू इट. तो आर.एस. शर्मा सर वाली किताब, सतीश चंद्र सर वाली किताब पढ़ लो, ठीक है, ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी जो है. एंड देन ये एनसीईआरटी ये भी पढ़ लो, बिकॉज दैट विल हेल्प यू इन आर्ट एंड कल्चर एज वेल. इसके अलावा एनसीईआरटी फाइन आर्ट एंड कल्चर के लिए एनसीईआरटी फाइन आर्ट्स आई विल रिकमेंड यू. ओनली एनसीईआरटी फाइन आर्ट्स Class 11 Indian Art and Culture by Nitin Singhania. But this book should be only for reference. जो टॉपिक हमें एनसीईआरटी में नहीं मिलता है, the topics which are left in NCERT, which is not in NCERT, like theatre, puppetry, etc. You need to cover it from Nitin Singhania. न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ लो, हिंदू का, एक्सप्रेस का, किसी का आर्टिकल आता रहता है उसको पढ़ते रहो, ठीक है ना. और अगर कोई वेबसाइट देखना है, देन देयर इज अ वेबसाइट दैट कॉल्ड ccrt.gov.in. यू कैन गो विद दिस, ठीक है. एक है मिडिवल हिस्ट्री के लिए सतीश चंद्र सर वाली किताब, आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, ठीक है. सो फॉर आर्ट एंड कल्चर, डोंट गो बाय पेज टू पेज बाय नितिन सिंघानिया, गो बाय एनसीईआरटी रादर, ठीक है ना. जस्ट फॉर रेफरेंस से गो बाय नितिन सिंघानिया. दिस इज माय रिकमेंडेशन, रेस्ट इज योर चॉइस. ओके ओके गाइस. और आज मुझे थोड़ा सा कुछ बात करना था, बट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्टार्ट, कल से ही स्टार्ट करेंगे. थोड़ा सा एक दो टॉपिक, चूंकि these topics are not that much interesting, but still I will try to create some kind of interest in you. तो इसे थोड़ा स्लो करते हैं आराम से, ठीक है ना. we will do it in an exhaustive way. what is the history, why we need to study history, ठीक है ना, how history came into the being, ठीक है ना, etc. classification of different kinds of history, what are those bases, even I let you know. just wait, there is something interesting for you waiting in the days to come, ठीक है ना. ठीक है, करेंगे हम लोग. and then we will start with why to study, ये कल से स्टार्ट करेंगे हम लोग. सो इंट्रोडक्शन, सोर्सेस, अबाउट स्टोन एज, ठीक है ना. सो एक बार थोड़ा सा और एक सीक्वल है हमारा इंट्रोडक्शन का, दैट इज द सीक्वल ऑफ दिस क्लास, थोड़ी देर का, हाफ एन आवर का. देन वी विल कम इनटू स्टोन एज, राइट. सो सी यू टुमारो. टिल देन बाय बाय, टेक केयर एवरीवन, लॉट्स ऑफ लव एंड ब्लेसिंग्स, गुड नाइट. एंड आई होप यू मस्ट हैव एंजॉयड आवर सेशन. इट्स नॉट माय सेशन, आवर सेशन. me and you make this session a wonderful session, and trust me, I promise you कि जितना करवाऊंगा ना, दैट वुड बी सफिशिएंट फॉर योर मेंस. डोंट वरी फॉर दैट. अब देखो यार, प्रीलिम्स के लिए आई विल गिव यू द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. डोंट वरी कि जितना पूछा गया ना, जितना कोई बाहर बनाएगा ना, उतना आप भी बनाओगे. दैट इज माई गारंटी. दैट इज कॉल्ड द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस. बट फॉर मेंस आई एम टेलिंग यू 100% रेस्ट एश्योर्ड. ज्यादा बस किताब को रेफरेंस के लिए देख लो. ओके, इज इट ओके विद एवरीवन? सो आई बिलीव यू मस्ट बी excited for tomorrow's class, and I'm also excited to see you tomorrow. Till then, bye bye, take you. Catch you tomorrow. Good night. Take care. Lots of love and the blessings. See you guys. Good night, everyone. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.